Haseeb, welcome back to Solana Floor, and thank you for agreeing to weigh in on this discussion. It's not been too long since we spoke, so I appreciate you making time.
Yeah, sure thing.
So I want to discuss this increasingly polarizing Celeb token scene within the Solana ecosystem with you, but I have to give a tiny bit of context here as well. Iggy Azalea was due to debate Eric Ball on Celeb tokens during Breakpoint, but then she pulled out last minute because she wasn't allowed to bring on some of these dancers or strippers that she wanted to hide in the audience. So basically, she rage quit in a rather public way, and that sparked a little bit of controversy. Then she had the party. That seemingly compounded the controversy. So, Haseeb, I'm curious why you think it's become so controversial, and are we missing the mark by talking about this?
I think yes and no. In an obvious sense, having the industry fixate too much on one pop culture celebrity. Obviously, if you look back to previous cycles, I don't think you could ever look back and say, man, that was a really good idea that we really fixated on this one celebrity trying to monetize their fame through crypto. Mm-hmm. So, whether it was Justin Bieber or Snoop Dogg or whoever found their way into the scene, it's great, but they're not the main attraction. The main attraction is what we all got into crypto for, which is the actual cryptocurrencies themselves, not how a celebrity is using them to monetize our attention and our technology. So, on that sense, yes. In another sense, look, crypto is about spectacle. It is about drama. What happens when you have total freedom and no guardrails? Mm-hmm. So Iggy Azalea is part of that chaos. And all of this is part of the cocktail that is crypto. So you sort of, you don't have to play, but you also have to respect the fact that the game gets to be played nevertheless.
That's fair enough. If I give you a binary choice here and said, what's worse optics, strippers in crypto or Lambos in crypto?
Oh man, probably strippers, I would say. I mean, Lambos, at least there is a high class way to own a Lambo. Strippers, I don't know that there's a tasteful way to incorporate strippers into a party. And I think it's probably good that Solana put their foot down with respect to not giving Iggy Azalea the stage and letting Breakpoint itself become kind of debased by having, strippers throwing ass on stage. I think it's probably good that people are just getting a little bit fed up with the Iggy Azalea trying to be the centerpiece of what's a more interesting industry than that.
If we zoom out for a second from this, celebrity token discussion, and we focus on the conference itself, do you feel looking back that, some of the important announcements were overshadowed in a significant way? We heard Solana Mobile announcing the Seeker, Franklin Templeton was there, pretty big deal. PayPal had some announcements.
Yeah, the reality is that Solana, more so than a lot of other ecosystems, is a very large tent. Solana, part of its success is that it's brought in a lot of retail investors who are not as deep on the technology side, maybe some of whom don't even know what Franklin Templeton is. What they know is, trading meme coins and Iggy Azalea is doing this and blah, blah, blah. For myself, I'm mostly paying attention to what's happening with Fire Dancer, what's happening with some of the new, the Solana mobile phone and some of the new ideas that are coming out there about how one can improve the underlying blockchain. And I think in a way, it's the sign of a healthy ecosystem that you have both. Because at the end of the day, the thing that makes people money in this industry is not celebrities, it's technology. Technology is the only reason why Solana is worth anything, why Ethereum is worth anything, why any of this stuff is even worth spending our time on. So it is in some sense the true north, which is why I do think it's valuable for people to pay closer attention to it. But, if Iggy Azalea gets people to come out and talk and discuss and debate, I don't know. I mean, this is, celebrity bullshit is as old as the hills. It'll never go away.
Right. There's a lot of people that say, I'm not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole. And the other side of the argument is that any publicity is good publicity, and the more attention that we get, regardless of why, numbers going to go up, and that sort of ultimately benefits us, weirdly, if we're on the inside.
Yeah. Well, the core of your question is all publicity good publicity? And there's an obvious sense in which the answer is no. Like if you look at most companies do not feel that all publicity is good publicity, which is why there's a concept of bad publicity. The reason why Solana booted her off stage and said, look, you cannot do this, is because Solana has a confidence that people are going to still be talking about Solana next week, next month, next year. But Iggy Azalea is not confident that people will be talking about Iggy Azalea next month, next year. There were many, many celebrities who did the exact same thing in the last cycle, and we don't talk about them anymore. But I think in our industry, and especially for the folks in the Solana community, there should be a lot more confidence that no. There's so much more stuff to talk about. Our brand is worth protecting. And our sense of seriousness in this industry is worth protecting because we're going to have lots of opportunities to show who we are, not just this one.
So you think it's a sign of maturity from the Solana Foundation to say we're going to distance ourselves from this?
Not just maturity, confidence. It shows confidence. It's just all kind of a part of the game. But you can't take it too seriously. I think if there's any lesson to take away, it's that it's probably better for all of us to not take Iggy Azalea too seriously.
Well said. Haseeb, thank you so much for making time to chat with us again. I hope we can catch up very soon, and I hope you get well soon as well.
My pleasure.
Thank you.